That's an absolute beauty.
Frank, on the second shot here at this first, get a good sense of the winds here and how they can play a role at the old course.
And they'll also get a good sense of exactly how punishing this golf course can be, and with such the smallest things. For example, that burn is only about 3 or 4 yards across, and yet it is punishing, to say the least.
Settles in over the putt. So into red figures at 1 under. Now to the second hole here at the Open Championship. And Frank, what's the best way to attack?
Ideally, if you're not the longest hitter, just down the right side. But if you've got some... Oh, he's winding this one up. Does he have the power, though? Tom Weiskopf was one of my idols growing up. I loved the way he swung. That swing right there reminds me of my idol.
It looks like Rory McIlroy, Frank, sticking the follow-through. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag. Should be safely on deck.
So on the putting surface, and taking a good look now at this birdie putt here at the second. Frank going for another birdie here.
Just to get on a real roll.
Has it for another birdie. 2 holes, 2 birdies. At the third hole now, Frank, it looks relatively easy, but you know there's some danger lurking somewhere out there on the old course.
There is. There's the pot bunkers down the right side. This is a tee where really you want to have an idea where that wind is coming from. If it's into your face, you might want to be a little cautious and go towards the middle of the golf course. But if it's behind you, well, then it's worth challenging that right side.
Drivable par 4, not for most in this field, but for this guy, yes, he has just knocked it on. What a shot. This is a pretty long putt here. You'd be happy to get this to within 2 or 3 feet. You really want to take the stress out of that next putt. That was not a very good read right there. Frank, this would jumpstart the round. A 3rd straight birdie.
Some good playing.
Well done. Another birdie, and now 3 under par. Frank now at the 4th hole.
Yeah, long par 4. 2 choices, whether he's game enough to drive it down the right or down the left, which is a much wider piece of fairway.
He makes a great pass at the golf ball. It's powerful, but it's rhythmic at the same time. Split the fairway with that. Just a gorgeous swing. Chance to set himself up for a good scoring opportunity with his second shot here.
Chance of going in.
Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. So to 4 under with a 2nd straight birdie. Hole number 5 of the first par 5 we've seen today. This fairway looks like it narrows quite a bit, Frank. Are you thinking eagle when you step up onto the tee?
Well, you could, especially if you've got a little bit of breeze behind you, but it's quite wide in the driving area with the exception of those 3 bunkers on the right that just sort of pop out. But if you can get it past those, this par 5, very reachable.
I mean, that is a monster hit right there. He carried that more than 350 yards.
Second shot.
Frank, which way is this headed?
Well, judging by his body English, looks like it's heading a little right. There is a bit of green out there, though.
Well, that was a big, bold strike, and now a chance for a big, bold move. Putt for eagle coming up. Here's a putt for eagle. On the way. Oh, he's going to love it. Great putt. Now to the 374-yard par 4 sixth. Another scoring opportunity.
Just be very careful of the wind conditions here because that'll affect the strategy off the tee. But bunkers left and right to be avoided. There's something about a well-hit shot.
This is when the game is fun, Frank, when you get one high in the air and you have a down breeze and you just watch it. Stays in the air forever.
Yeah, the hang time on that.
Can't hide the flagstick from that man.
He is just unbelievable. That never deviated offline.
Oh, that's nice. How about a fistful of birdies? Continuing from the oldest championship in the game. It's the Open Championship at the old course at St. Andrews. Here at the 7th hole now, Frank.
Yeah, you try and hit your tee shot over a little stone there. It's called the March stone. That's a good line for like left of center. And, well, if you can just work it off that, good tee shot, you're only going to have a pitch in here to a green that's set up very high.
I mean, that is a sight to behold. What a spectacular shot we just saw on the par 4 with a drive in one. Always two components to the long lag putt, the speed, number one, and then the read. And missed out on that second part. Going now, consecutive birdies. Now to the par 3-8. Frank, what's the best way to go at it?
Well, for these players, straight at the flag. This is the first par 3 you'll see, and a good chance to make 2 coming up ahead. But we do see a lot of long putts here with an errant tee shot.
Here we go. So a chance for birdie after another solid approach shot. Frankie seems to have found something. Already 2 birdies in a row and now another chance.
Yeah, it's all starting to flow here. This is really important. He's starting to play well, so finish it off here for 3 in a row.
Frank, just a surgical touch out there.
And the scorecard reflects yet another birdie.
Frank, the old course all about avoiding the pot bunkers. They're so nasty. This is a good example here, the 9th hole.
Yeah, the pot bunkers really to be avoided are the ones in the middle of the fairway, but there are some that sneak in on the left side, plus that gorse on the left. If you can carry that last one, which is called the end hole, then there's a chance to perhaps drive this green.
Well, they claim it's a reachable par 4. We haven't seen a whole lot of people do it today. We just saw it right there. Well done. Well, this one's tracking. And he has it, Frank.
I don't believe it.
So we're getting set now for the second 9 here at the old course at St. Andrews. And Frank, a chance to get off to a good start here with the short par 4 10th.
Yeah, it's a very subtle hole. It just looks straight ahead in front of you, but there is gorse down the left if you stray, especially into a head breeze. But really, it's drivable for most of the players. Just got to worry about those 2 bunkers. There's sort of short right of the green. You finish up there, then this hole becomes a little more difficult.
Crucial eagle attempt on the way. Just want to nestle this one down to within a couple of feet. That had to really hurt, Frank, because it looked good all the way.
Well, this will test his mettle.
This would be nice. Birdie on the card. See if he can make it. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall.
Rich, I remember playing with, it was Ben Crenshaw and Mark McCumber in a World Cup of Golf at Royal Melbourne. And Royal Melbourne's greens are as fast as any in the world. And it was probably one of the best putting exhibitions I ever saw without Ben actually making every putt. His sense of speed. And I think that's where I started to see that putting was a real art. He would look at a putt like it had 7 or 8 different dimensions to it. But it was all feel. It wasn't mechanical. It wasn't like this sort of amazing thought process. It was sort of through osmosis. He would just feel a green. So it would go up and down, several humps and hollows and that, and invariably just, if it missed, it just settled on the back of the cup. And these were the fastest greens in the world. Incredible display.
His longtime caddy at Augusta National, Carl Jackson, they came together in the mid-1970s. Carl recalls the first time he saw Ben, and what stood out was, as Carl tells it, the putting stroke. And in Carl's words, it flowed like the wind. This one's looking good. He's making the game look very simple right now. See it, hit it, and he's got it right on track. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. Under on the day. Moving on now to the par 4 13. Frank, what's the strategy here?
Once again, to avoid those pot bunkers. The first one is called nicks, and then the other 2 up ahead, once again, they're called the coffins. Somehow you've got to go right or left of those or beyond those. If you can go in the exact right position, which is slightly left center, you will actually have a full view of this green. The left or right of that, then it's a blind second shot.
Just pulverize that golf ball. Well, this one's sweet, Frank.
Super.
Good strike, good lie, good chance to attack the pin. Setting up for an approach shot here. Frank, this is just a pleasure to watch. A player hitting on all cylinders at the top of his game.
Notice it's just flowing too. There's not a lot of deep analysis going through his mind. Just one step in front of the other. If your swing's there, you don't have to find it. If your putting stroke's there, you don't have to find it. Just let it happen.
Good, clean contact and a nice result. And a chance for birdie coming up.
It's no snack, though.
Oh, hello there. Really nice putt. Frank, what's the strategy here at the 14th?
If you can't go for this par 5 and 2, Rich, there is another option where you can go left. And I mean left of left. That's down the 4th fairway. That's across the Elysian Fields, as they call it, which is a set of sort of hummocks that run down the middle. You can find a flat lie there and come across at about a 45-degree angle for your third shot to 14.
Wow, he moved that a long way right in the fairway. And from the fairway for his second shot here. Well, Frank, obviously way too much club there.
You got to think something like that, or at least misread the wind. This is never going to sit down. Well, it was almost like that's what he wanted to do, but why would you want it to run over the back?
Green in regulation. And it's a long way to the hole from here. Never easy. This one has a chance, and he has it. Beautiful putt. Back here at the 15th, and Frank, this fairway narrows up in a hurry.
And it's also, there's a big crop of heather that sort of constrains you if you're going to hit it just straight down the middle. When he goes after it like he is here, that is burning through the atmosphere. Look at that thing. It's got a tail on it.
Yeah, that's like a rocket ship. That one was launched by NASA.
Oh, huge. Huge with a capital H.
Busted that. A great way to start a hole, nicely placed in the fairway. Chance to set himself up for a good scoring opportunity with his second shot here. Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. I mean, that's how the game is played. Right there.
He's just making it look so easy. That birdie coming up, formality.
Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie. And what a day it's been. Headed for home now, partner. The 16th hole. And what are we looking at here?
Well, you have to avoid the principal's nose. Otherwise, you're going to finish up in the principal's office. That's an absolute beauty.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Not terrible, but not his best.
Yeah, outside chance, really, for birdie, but really... It was a rather poor approach shot.
Well, that's not the way you wanted to start out the backside here.
Yeah, you can't afford from inside 10 feet. You feel like you have to make those, and I mean, they really sting when they miss.
Frank, this may well be the most famous hole in the world. It's the road hole here at the Old Course, number 17.
Yeah, without doubt, Rich. The vistas have changed over the years. There used to be a series of railway sheds down the right, and you had to hit it over across those. Now you hit it off across the corner of the hotel. So blind tee shot, further right you go, the shorter and the better angle you have in. And you need a good angle in because you mentioned it, road hole. It's got the road hole bunker that sits perfectly in that left front of this par 4 green.
And this attempt will be from about 130 yards. will be a great look at birdie. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Oh, yeah, he's made it for a birdie. Frank, is there a more famous landmark in the sport than the tiny Swoken Bridge?
I think when you think of this game, the way in which we've followed it and covered it, Rich, over the last decade plus, no. It is just symbolic, not just with this golf course, but the game of golf itself, because every great champion has managed to make his foray across to Scotland and play the old course and walk across that bridge.
Nice drive, right in the fairway, and a good swing on that one. Second shot, good look at the green. Great way to finish off the final approach shot with a birdie opportunity. Okay, no problem with that one. Frank, you have to like what you saw out there today.
I certainly did. Swing is excellent right now. Stroke, there's nothing wrong with that. Really, just it's a case of getting out of your own way. The opportunities ahead now, chance to win, just they have to be so motivating.
Frank, here at the 18th, so much history has been made through the years.
Yeah, one of my favourite memories, I remember